Hi, everyone, and welcome to Dates, Weights, and Protein Shakes. I'm Lianne, and I'm a weightlifter.
I'm James, and I'm a powerlifter.
And this is the podcast where we talk shit about lifting, relationships, life, and everything in between.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Dates, Weights, and Protein Shakes. I really feel like we're in our third era of podcasting now.
Yeah, I think we've grown as podcasters over the past, how many months have we been doing this?
It's like 10 months now.
That's a long time, actually.
We had that first bit up to Christmas, doing one every week. It was audio only.
Yeah,
that was the first era.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the second era where we, rejigged the format a little bit. There were some videos, no videos. It was still weekly. This is the third era where it's every other week. We're committing to those high quality videos,
of course,
and sound.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about the third era.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually doing video. I feel like we've eased ourselves into it, which is quite nice. But hopefully you guys are enjoying watching us as well as listening to us.
Yeah, we've changed the setup. So we're not next to each other anymore. We're kind of across, but also facing you.
We have been told though we need to get some art to cover up these plugs. I'm not sure if you can see them if you're watching the video. If anyone wants to buy us some art to put up there, or I can just put a little picture of your face, maybe.
Yeah, or we could
That'd be nice.
Put up that picture from my competition of Craig with his hands over my ears.
I might do that just for this video, so you can just test it out, and then we can get it blown up.
And I'm going to piss Lianne off, but we'll flash that up on the screen now because you do editing now, so there'll be a picture of that picture.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about that picture later in the episode.
We will,
because we're going to do my comp review. But before we get into that, in this what we're calling the third era, there have been some changes in our lives. I've started my new job. Yeah,
you have. Big change in your life.
Big change in your life. I'm training fully in the wild now.
Yeah.
PureGym, Piccadilly. There's all kinds of mad shit going on there.
But also, there's a change in my end as well, because since you're not Lakeside anymore and I miss training with you, I decided to get a PureGym membership as well, so that at the weekends and maybe once or twice during the week, we can actually train together, which has been very nice and also really fucking funny. Some of the things that
we have lots of wilderness stories.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. Even today, we've got stories from there.
Yeah. So, without further ado, I think we go straight into the wild.
Let's do it.
I want you to cast your mind back. 2 months.
Okay.
I'm not in PureGym Piccadilly, I'm in my other gym. Where the first time I entered the wild in a couple of years. And I always say, if you're going to the gym, as long as you're trying and you're educating yourself, I have no problems with what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a personal trainer there.
Yeah.
And I see him a lot of the time.
Okay.
I would say he looks like an aged Mike Tyson. Can you imagine that?
Aged? Yes, I can.
So buff, looks like he'd bite my ear off.
Okay.
Grey hair.
Feral, I'm getting from this.
No, not feral.
The ear biting kind of.
That's do you know anything about Mike Tyson?
He bit off someone's ear.
Yeah.
That's a bit feral though, right?
I wouldn't. Yeah, but he doesn't look feral.
No, he
just
doesn't.
looks like if I said this to his face, he'd bite the shit.
What's he biting?
He'd beat the shit out of him.
Fair
but Liam, say you felt like you wanted a PT session.
Okay,
and you went and you got a PT session.
Yeah.
Tell me some things, some attributes you'd want your personal trainer to have.
Physical attributes or anything?
Anything. And maybe what would you like them to be doing during the session?
I'd probably like them, personally, I'd like them to kind of, I think physically probably be in shape so that I could see, that they know what they're doing. They're doing it themselves. They're self-motivated.
He looks like Mike Tyson. He's built like a brick shit house. Yeah. Big tick. Yeah, we've got that for sure.
I'd say also someone who's very patient and understanding.
Can't comment on his patience.
Okay. Because you just don't know, or you don't want to because you're scared?
I've not really seen it.
Okay.
I like, he gives physical cues.
Yeah.
So if someone's doing a lat pull down, he's like touching their back and being like, pull the shoulder blades together. That's something he does.
Okay. Yeah,
and anything else you might want from a personal trainer, or you think maybe the viewers and listeners would want from a personal trainer?
Someone who's quite motivating.
Yeah.
They encourage you.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what you're going to say.
What? Would you want them to be eating chicken and rice out of a Tupperware while personal training you?
Yeah, probably fucking not. Why are you eating? Where's your lunch break?
Nutrition's important. Sometimes you've got to just get the clients in. You've had a busy day.
I get having like a little
You
snack.
want to be like, hit the luck pull down, brother. Just from a Tupperware of chicken and rice.
I mean,
you don't want that in a personal training session?
If he's eating clean, that's a good thing.
Oh, it wasn't clean. It was immaculate.
Right.
Because it was just chicken.
Oh no.
Just white rice.
Chicken.
Yeah, just
That's
raw.
absolutely. Why do people do that to themselves?
I don't know. And more importantly, why do they eat it while personal training?
Yeah, that's not
normal.
That would annoy me, but it's not like annoying enough to say something about it. Like you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, especially if they look like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you're not gonna say something to him. Okay, that's an interesting one.
That's one I've kept in the back pocket for a while.
Okay,
and I've wanted to tell you about, but I feel like no, we'll save it for now.
Yeah, I feel like it's not the worst thing because like if you're hungry and you need a snack and you want a protein bar or something like normal that you take into the gym with you, but I mean I eat like during my sessions a lot of the time because I'm there for 2.5 hours and I'm hungry.
But it's not chicken and rice with a fork in a Tupperware.
It's not boiled chicken and plain rice.
And someone also hasn't paid you for your time and attention.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you're paying for their full attention during that PT session, right? So
if I'm eating, you've got at most 50% of my attention.
Yeah. You're truffling in there.
Yeah.
You're gonna Facebook.
But you said it's not the worst thing.
No.
I have seen the worst thing.
Oh no.
This week.
Was I there?
No, but I have shared it with you.
All right, okay.
And I saw this in the wilderness. I believe it's called The World on public transport.
Okay.
I was
not in the gym.
No, not in the gym.
I know.
So I was on the tubular.
This is so funny.
Which is the train that goes under the ground in London.
The tube, mate. The tube.
The tube.
Yeah.
I'm on there. I'm reading on my Kindle.
Okay.
And
Very
just
nice.
spot something just emerge out of the corner of my eye. And I was like, and I go, what the fuck is that?
Oh my God.
A person has smacked their way onto the London Underground wearing a full maroon suit and toe shoes.
James sent me this picture and it is the funniest
We'll put it here
ever.
now.
Yeah, here's a picture. And I just imagine when they're walking on that their toes are kind of like like
a lizard.
Yeah, like an octopus kind of dragging itself along the seafloor.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit when I realised what it was.
You'd rather it be like a big meaty tarantula that crawls its way over.
I'd rather it was anything.
Oh my God.
Other than with your maroon suit.
Yeah.
You've gone
It's the
toe
combination.
Shoes. What I want to know is, do you think they've gone, I've been wearing my suit, I've been wearing my kind of school shoes all day. But I get it. I've been wearing school shoes all day.
Yeah, they're not comfortable.
I change into my barefoot shoes.
Yes, you do.
To go home.
Equally, not equally.
The 5-foot barefoots look cool as fuck.
Potentially a little bit of an ick. You're wearing a suit and barefoot shoes.
But what I want to know is, have they gone, I'm going to change into my toe shoes because I want to get my toes really spread out on the way home?
Yeah.
Or have they been wearing that all day?
No.
And which is worse?
I think it's the first. And I think that man is committed to his foot health. I salute him. That's brave. That's a brave move.
I will do a lot for foot health.
Flamboyant suit and little toes out and about. Oh my God, it's bad.
I will do a lot for foot health, but I will not allow for the gaps in between my toes to be seen in public.
That's fair. I wouldn't either.
Especially not on the Jubilee line.
I famously said in this podcast, I'd rather shit my hands and clap than get my little toes out.
I think you said that the actual quote was, I'd rather people saw my bare ass than the gaps between my toes.
Yeah, maybe that too.
I feel like I've dominated into the world. And
they're pretty good ones, though.
I feel like what people want to hear is about your journeys into the world.
Yeah.
Because you've got a new perspective, a whole new world, as Aladdin would say.
Yeah.
Share.
I mean, I think that the last time I was regularly in a commercial gym was when we were going together and I'd be doing like powerlifting stuff. So just squat, bench, deadlift, and then some other sort of stuff, but not weightlifting. And I think weightlifting is visually probably more impressive than powerlifting because you don't see it as often, and because you're kind of moving weights above your head, and you know it's different.
To the uninitiated, you look like you're fucked in the head.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. It's been a new experience going back to commercial gyms, and it's a pure gym, you know. So there's a whole range of people who are there, some who are just starting out, some who have been, you know, going to gyms for years. So a real mix of people, I think, that are kind of there. And so that means I think the reactions are going to be kind of slightly different. And the first day I went to the Pure Gym was with you. So that was fine. I think people were watching you deadlift because I was just doing squats and deadlifts at that point, so it wasn't really.
I was squatting, bro.
Were you squatting? Okay, well,
squatting,
there was people staring at you and your butt. I'm going to say that. I
have just accepted that this happens.
Yeah,
now.
like open mouth staring because of the amount of weight you're lifting. Yeah, that's understandable.
We can. I've got, because I film all my lifts to send to Craig. I don't send him all of them, God forbid. But I film a lot of my lifts. We could put up a compilation here
of people staring
at me.
Yeah. And that easy.
It's just easy. People have got really comfortable with just staring at people.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
That's like the biggest weird thing that's happened. It's just people openly staring at you and kind of not saying anything.
You've got to interpret it as a compliment. I think, and just be like, oh. It's not because I'm doing anything. Actually, Craig made me do Jefferson deadlifts today. Fuck you, Craig. People were staring at me, and fair enough. I still
asked you about it, right?
Yeah, and they were like, "Why are you doing that?" Do you know what I said?
What?
I don't really know, mate.
Oh.
I think my coach just tries to make me do the most ridiculous shit possible. And that is what I fully believe is the primary reason I'm doing them. Is just
because you complained about them on this podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's fine. All staring is fine.
What's probably not fine is filming someone without their permission when they're lifting.
Oh yeah, unacceptable.
Which is a little bit odd. So this happened the second time I went when you weren't with me.
No.
And in that session, I had to do some cleans because I wasn't able to do them at Lakeside. So I was doing mid-thigh clean plus hover cleans, which are a complex of cleans at 85 kilos, which is, I guess, for maybe the regular gym goer, quite a lot of weight to be doing for a woman.
A lady.
No, women.
We're a lady.
And, you know, maybe even for some men to be deadlifting. So quite a lot of weight. And I was doing them. And there were, you know, multiple men. It was only men in the room, in the free weights room that I was in, just openly stopping their sets and staring when I was doing it, which was very off-putting. But then, probably the worst part was I saw someone get their phone out and they were kind of sitting at a bench just off to the side and had it kind of tilted towards me.
You can tell when someone's filming.
You can tell.
Because no one uses their phone at a 90, no one uses their phone.
So for those who are watching, I don't know if you can see, but they were kind of leaning. They're kind of leaning on their leg like this.
No, you can't see anything on that. Like, it's so, like, at least kind of go for, like, a little down angle, like, one of the, I'd go for, like, the slide, like, one of the...
Yeah. So that happened, and then I kind of looked at him when I put the weight down, and immediately just turned around and kind of went away.
I text you at the side, and I said, you should have asked him to see the video.
Like, that would be really funny.
I would have loved it if you just went up and was like, can I just see how my form was on that?
Yeah, can I just text?
Was I getting under it? Was I getting under it? And just like, so I think not confronting them on it would be even more disconcerting than like being like, why the fuck are you filming me?
Yeah. I think another thing that so that's probably the weirdest stuff that I've experienced.
Most unacceptable as well, I'd say.
I mean, I've only been there 3 times now, so who knows what's going to happen.
Mad shit comes on the reg.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing for me is just seeing how people do movements and just wanting to go and help them. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, oh, it's actually quite annoying, because you don't just want to go up to someone and be like, oh, can I, you can correct your form by doing this, or, try this. I guess you could do it, but I don't really have the time.
Any male would hate that.
They would want a small woman to go and tell them how they should be doing it, even though they're literally quarter squatting.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I think
men are sensitive.
I think both of those things I've just become acclimatized to now.
Yeah.
And I just kind of go, oh, someone else is doing something wrong. And then, oh, someone else is telling me. Fine. Yeah. You just you're there for yourself. You got to focus on yourself.
Exactly. But it's so unusual seeing that amount of, some form is great, some not so great, and it's seeing the not so great form and not kind of being able to help with that has been quite challenging. But I think I'll get used to it more and more as I go. So yeah, it's been an experience, I think. I've
come to a realization this week.
Yes.
I'm not a nice person to be in the gym with. And what I mean by that is, if I saw someone doing a lot of the things I do in the gym, I would go, what an arsehole.
Yeah.
We'll go from maybe the least bad to the most bad of things I do that I'm aware of, but I'm not going to change.
Yeah, okay.
One is just hogging equipment.
Yeah, you were on that platform today for 2 hours.
No, I'd say an hour and a half to an hour 45.
Okay.
But yeah, if I've got a piece of equipment.
One of the 2 platforms in that gym, James is on for an hour.
Which is we were sharing as well.
Yeah, no. The thing is, I do it as well. Yeah. So it's not.
But if I turned up to that gym and I wanted to do the session I was doing today, and there was someone else on that platform for an hour and a half, I would be fuming.
You'd be so
angry. But I'd also ask them to share, and more often than not they share.
Yeah.
So that's annoying. Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing I do is the amount of rest I take is just incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. But I think the fact that you're lifting so much weight, people understand why you're resting so much, if they're even noticing that.
Don't think they do. So this happened this week.
What? Someone said
on Friday. So a lot of people come and go, oh, hey man, how many sets you got left?
Yeah.
Most people like 4, 5.
Yeah.
An unacceptable response is 8. Or 10, which I sometimes have, like if I've got back squat into front squats.
You got the sets. You're just working harder than everyone else.
Someone came over like, how many sets you got left, mate? And I was like, oh, 2. So 2. And I was like, yes, 2. And I just finished a set.
Yeah.
Came back 5 minutes later, and I was still sitting on the bench. Oh. And I did another set.
Yeah.
He came back like 3 minutes after that, and I was still sitting on the bench. And you could see him wanting to be like, long 2 sets? Something like that. And it took him like 8 minutes because I was doing like top end sets.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah.
And the other thing is weird shit.
Right.
So
what do you mean by that? Because that's your everyday vibe, so I'm not really sure what.
So on Monday just gone, I went to gym after work.
Uh-huh.
Public gyms after work are carnage.
Yeah. That's the time when everyone
so at 6, 7, between 6 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like PureGym, shout out PureGym. They have a little thing that tells me how busy it is.
Yeah, it's good.
I got there at 5:45 because I knew that was kind of the watershed. I turned up and I instantly went to the platform area.
Okay.
And one was miraculously free.
Okay, that's good.
I do 12 to 14 minutes of warm up. If I'm doing my mobility, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah.
I was doing my mobility because it was Monday and had squats. So I took residence on a platform and I was like, right, I can't just be what is essentially rolling around on the floor. I'm doing scorpion kicks. I'm doing scapular retractions, which look like just someone doesn't know how to do a push-up. I do little like calf extension things, like really light like shoulder raises. Just gotta get everything going.
It's very important.
If someone is just for 12 minutes rolling around on the floor, that's unacceptable.
I'd be so annoyed with that.
I interspersed it with a couple of light squats.
Right, okay.
But then after I'd done the warm-up, I moved on to my rolling.
Okay.
And so I'm just on the platform and it's getting increasingly busy. And I've done maybe 3 sets of 70 kilos.
Yeah.
And I'm just there rolling my inner thigh just on the platform. And this man comes over and he goes, "Hey, man." And I'm just there and I'm like, rolling my penis. Just, and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Are you going to be squatting?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I've just got quite a..." Because he'd
I'm just rolling my penis. Sorry, don't mind me.
he'd sat and observed. He wanted to come and ask me.
Well, so he was watching you roll your penis, and then he was like, "I want to get in on that."
I think he was just kind of like, is he just rolling
his penis?
Is he going to do anything?
James, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm going to make a t-shirt that says, "I'm just rolling my penis." And you have to wear it for warm-ups.
It might answer some questions. I think he'd sat and observed for a little while.
Yeah.
He's like, "Is this man deadlifting? Is he doing something? Or is he going to be..." And he just went, "Fuck, it's getting busy. I just have to ask him."
Yeah.
To be fair, there was the shitty squat rack that's not on the platform without the safety bar. Okay. That was free. And I think he was like, "I've got to make a decision. Am I going to get in here on the good one, or am I going to have to go on the shitty one?"
Yeah.
I'll ask the penis man. And I just go, "Oh yeah, we'll be... Sorry, I've just got a really long warm-up." And he's like, "Yeah, I know."
"Sorry, I've just got a really long penis."
And he was like, "Oh yeah, no worries. There were worries." He didn't want to be on the shitty one.
Yeah.
So anyway, I woke up, I'm doing like 140 pauses.
Yeah.
I look across. He's squatting 190.
Oh.
And I'm like, I probably should have let him squat with me.
Well, yeah, but you don't know at that point, do you? And wait, were you saying you could squat together?
We could have squatted together, and he could have used the good bar. I could have ceded to his greater strength and gone, "No, I'll do on the shit one. I'll go roll my dick over here."
No, but just because you lift more doesn't mean that they're any more entitled to a better platform. But the thing
is, this is the attitude I have in the gym, and it's what I have the problem with, which is, I deserve this platform.
No,
I got here first. And
I think, Steve, I think this is the problem. This is a problem that women have going into those gym areas, is because they don't typically lift as much as the men are. I'm saying typically, maybe not, but that might be for like a first time woman gym goer. That might be a reservation they have, is just because I'm squatting the bar, just because I'm squatting, the bar is 10 kilos on either side. That means I'm not as worthy.
Everyone has equal
space.
right to the equipment.
But you've just said that you are perpetuating the toxic masculinity.
I think I articulated it correct. I think the problem I have is that I've outthought everyone and got here 15 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
So
this is my space.
I get to roll when actually this guy should probably be using the bar,
if he's going to,
because he's actually going to be using it, but I've just taken up residence.
And I think that's a luxury we've had by being in a weightlifting or a powerlifting gym. You have your own space,
and that's what I mean. I'm not a nice person to go to gym with, because I'm used to this way of living.
Yeah.
And this guy, to be fair with him, he was really good at lifting. He went and then was like benching, and he before he did a heavy set, he got to the back of the bench, and he like paced out where his feet went. So his feet were always in the same position, which I've not seen before.
Really well with him then.
Well, I tried to make conversation with him.
Was he not very happy with you?
I think he decided he didn't like me.
Yeah,
which then led me to this theory, like, so fair enough.
Yeah, I get that.
One final section on in the world is, we have historically been quite rude about PureGyms and people called Carl who go to PureGyms and leg press.
Yes.
I'd like to do a section which I'm going to call Love Letters from PureGym, which is in the PureGym in Piccadilly.
Yeah.
They have some quite humorous posters that give people tips. I'm going to read the first one. Lianne will flash it up here. It's about spraying down your equipment.
Yeah,
which you should
do. Yeah.
If you've sweated all over it, spray it down. Use the little pumps they have. But sometimes when you go and use a pump, you might think it's not working. And they've put up this sign to let you know that they are working.
Okay.
And if this was a poem, I'd title it Same, TBH. It says, I may need warming up from time to time. 10 to 15 pumps should do it to keep me in my prime.
That's not real.
It's an actual sign I took a picture of.
No, it's
not. There's another one.
So funny. Wait, do you want to save it for next week?
Stay tuned for next week. I'm going to take a picture of it.
We'll do it next week.
We'll have another poem from PureGym.